Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Michael Lara with Academy Mortgage, and I'm your host this afternoon on what we call The Lowdown. We are inspiring hope, delivering dreams, and building prosperity. This afternoon, I have the pleasure of having with me one of my realtor partners, Denny Reichard. He is a 30-year veteran in this business, originally from the Midwest, moved here from Peoria, Illinois, not long ago. And he has builder experience, and he's currently a realtor serving Arizona with eXp Realty. Welcome, Denny.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. Thanks for having me.
You're certainly welcome. Also, as always, I have my marketing extraordinaire, Kelly Harris, business development. Thanks for being with us today, Kelly.
Of course. Glad to be back.
Thank you. Well, Denny, I want to start off by saying congratulations. We got into contract on a mutual client yesterday.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Yeah, this couple, we actually moved them from the Midwest, from Peoria, Illinois, about a year ago, and put them in a rental. They weren't sure if they wanted to buy at that time or not, but put them in a rental, and their lease is coming up, and they decided they love the Phoenix area and want to stay here. And we were able to put them into contract after looking at a few homes, and found actually a home that is just beautiful for them. They have a little 18-month-old little boy that just
oh, neat.
Yeah, he's going to be great growing up in this home.
And I know that's one of your favorite items, being in this business, is being able to share that accepted offer with your clients, and being a part of that next step, that next chapter in their life.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the biggest thrill I get out of this, is just working with all of my clients and just fulfilling their wants and needs, and just seeing how happy they are when we're able to, not only get them into contract, but we close, or, when they're ready to move on to their next chapter and be able to sell their home.
Certainly. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Share with our audience, if you would, a little bit about your background and what makes you tick.
Yeah, I'm quite a bit different than your average real estate agent. I got into the building industry. Actually, I was still in high school and was working summers. And that's how I got started. And then right after high school, while I was in college, I was working my summers in construction, and then went to work for a very large high-end custom home builder in the Midwest for many years before I went out on my own. So we did work for an ex-governor of Illinois, Bill Self, the Kansas basketball coach. We built his house when he come over as the Illinois coach in Champaign, and so that's how I kind of got started. And with the building background, I just have a lot of knowledge about the process of building a home, the inner workings of a home. One of the things that, and I always say this to people, when you're in sales, you know your product. Except in real estate, there's a lot of people that don't know their product, and that's what makes me different. I know homes inside and out, and I'm able to help them through the process. I'm the upfront eyes looking for red flags. Not that I'm doing an inspection, because I'm not, but I'm there. I'm the first line of sight to see if there's any issues before they decide if they want to write an offer or not. And then once we get under contract, like we did just with these folks, we have the inspection tomorrow. And what I'm able to do when the inspector is going through the report, I'm able to follow along, and I actually understand what he's seeing, what he's finding, what the fix is, if it's a major issue or if it's not a major issue. So I'm able to be able to relay this to my clients more in latent terms that's easier for them to understand. And then it just makes my customers more comfortable that they have somebody on their side that actually understands the product.
Certainly. With your experience, you're able to look at the bones, if you would,
Absolutely.
And see how this home was constructed. And like you said, not as an inspector would, but as a builder, as a contractor might view something.
Right. We just closed on a house. We're closing next week, but we did a blue tape walkthrough on Monday of this week. And It was over in Levine. So on the new construction side, what I do is I go and I walk through with my clients in different phases. So we walk through as it was being framed, but those are things that, and I did find some things that the builder needed to address, but I was able to walk through and point things out and then send that email to the builder that these things needed to be addressed. That's something that I would say most people, they just don't know what to look for.
Sure.
And I do.
And also your clients, they benefit from your wife being a licensed agent too.
Oh, absolutely.
So they get the old 2-for-1.
Right. You know, what's really cool about that is, you know, you get my perspective, but then with my wife, with us working together, both buyers and sellers, you also get a woman's perspective. You know, so both of us working together just makes us much stronger. And I think that we're, you know, for working with our clients, that it's more attractive to them knowing that they get both of us. She is my best friend. She's my soulmate. When Trish and I met, about a little over 20 years ago, I pretty much knew it, love at first sight, but she is my best friend.
Kelly, now you have a roundabout connection to the Reichard family. Maybe you can share with our folks how that.
So actually last year, 2020 Christmas party, we were at the same family friends Christmas party. Didn't know it until a few months later. But we have a mutual friend, the Spawn family. Actually saw you last week at ASU's last football game against U of A, and we took home the trophy yet again.
Yes.
So it was really nice to see you there last week. Was very surprised.
You as well.
You guys seem to run into each other all over the place.
We do.
Right.
We do.
Yeah. Running in the same circles. And I think your friend's parents were the ones that dressed up for Halloween as Denny and his wife, Trish.
Oh, my God. That was hilarious.
Yeah, and we actually noticed that the Spawns actually kind of look like you and Trish.
I know, right?
And we'll have to put a picture up for our viewers as well.
Yeah, we will. But that was really cool to see. And I actually sent it to Michael and showed him before you posted it because I just thought it was hilarious.
It was when we opened the door, and they're going, it's the Reichards. We'd like to talk to you about listing your house. It was hilarious. Oh, my God.
They had the EXP signs and everything.
Yeah.
So that was a surprise. They didn't
Oh, my
tell
God.
you.
Yeah. It was hilarious.
That's great.
Yeah.
So I read that you love NASCAR. That kind of is your thing, one of your grandest hobbies. And you have an interesting story that we were talking about, how you did a couple laps over at Talladega.
Yeah. So funny story, for my 40th birthday, which was in 2005, so you guys can do the math. My wife, she surprised me with 60 laps at Talladega Raceway at Dale Jarrett Racing School. And so, yeah, we got to go to Talladega. It was October 18th, 2005. I can't believe I remember that date. But I got to go to Talladega and race 60 laps, and at lap speeds of over 180 mile an hour.
Wow.
And it was one of the most amazing things I've ever done in my life. The car I got to drive was a Bobby Labonte Interstate Batteries number 18. It was a car that he won the Talladega race in the year before.
That's what you had said the previous year. That's amazing.
So it was just really cool. And we got to do so much during the 60 laps. And the best part of that whole thing was the last 15 laps. We actually raced, another car and I raced for the full 15 laps, took a green flag. Jason Jarrett, Dale's son, was in the flag stand, and we took the checker at the end of the 15, but it was great. It was a really, really good time.
Very, very memorable.
Yes.
That's very neat. I also learned, this is a different topic, but that you sold a house one time that included the dog.
It did, yeah.
That's a first, so you'll have to share with us.
We listed a property. This is up in the Midwest. We listed a property. It was on 8 acres. And the owners that lived in the home have lived there for many years. And their dog, you got to remember, farm dogs are farm dogs. They're outside dogs. You know, most of them are not.
They're not coming inside.
Yeah, they're not inside dogs. So they had this dog as a pup. The dog was 10 or 11 years old. And when we sold the house, there was just no way that dog was going to leave. It ran all over this 8 acres. It had little creeks, woods. There's some
So
cornfields.
was it something that was discussed prior to the sale, or
It was, yeah. It was in the negotiations. So the seller goes, would your buyers mind, if the dog stayed? And I said, well, let me talk. I actually represented both sides on this one. So I brought the buyers as well. And so I talked with the buyers, and they said, absolutely. And so we actually wrote it in the contract, which really didn't mean anything because it's still considered a personal item. But the dog was sold with the house and lived for about another 4 or 5 years. They actually turned it into an inside dog, and the dog liked it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But
Assisted living.
Assisted living, right? Right.
So you said that you've been in the business for about 30 years now. How have your business practices changed from when you first started to where you are today?
Well, when we first started, first getting into the business, very few cell phones were out there.
Right.
So you had to use landline phones. And we had these things called phone booths where you had to go in and put a quarter in to make a local call. But things have just really changed over time with technology. And I think a lot of it's for the good. We did not have internet when I first got into the business. Scheduling listings was a phone call to the listing agency. We did have an electronic lockbox. It was or a combo box, but it was different than what we have today. But things just really changed, I think, for good to speed things up. Back in the day, we had to pay for all of our advertising, so we were, you were in the newspaper. That was where you open house. On Saturdays, there would be a full page of all the open houses in the area in your newspaper. And so things have just really changed quite a bit to where today, I can go in and when I list a house, and if I'm going to do an open house, I go into one place, plug an open house, Sunday 1 to 5, 1 to 4, and it goes everywhere. So I'm on all these different websites. And
so technology has really made a huge impact on both of our businesses, right?
Yeah, huge impact.
So this is the segment in our show that we call Lo and Behold. This is a series of lightning round questions that you have no idea what I'm going to ask. And the only instruction is that you answer it as fast as you can.
Okay.
So that we can move on to the next one.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. How many people can fit in a phone booth?
9.
Summer or winter?
Midwest or Arizona?
There's a big difference there, right?
Right.
Summer there, winter here.
I would say I'd take the summer here over the winter in Midwest.
Yeah, and I think that's why we have such a large attraction of people migrating from the Midwest. Right? They're over it. What advice would you give your younger self?
Living in Illinois and in the Midwest, there are so many more opportunities in the bigger cities. And living now in Phoenix, the opportunities I have in front of me compared to what I had living in the Midwest are so much more.
And endless. Huh?
It's endless. Yeah, it's endless. If you can't make it in Phoenix in business,
you're probably in the wrong business.
You're in the wrong business. Yeah.
Very true. I mean, we have such a high demand for our product here. Limited inventory, unfortunately, but the space is endless. We have land that goes on for days. I was speaking with somebody yesterday that's from Palm Springs, and they're kind of locked in on where they are, and their clientele is different than what we experience here in Arizona. Right. And again, it just reinforced the fact that we have a great opportunity in front of us here.
Well, and one of the things I found in the years I've been in the industry, when we've had struggling times, even the financial meltdown in 7, 8, and 9, my business grew.
Isn't that something?
And that is something. So the people that are out there working and working at it and working to build a business, you will grow. And
the competition probably started to fade away during that time as well. A lot of people got out of the business.
Yeah, absolutely.
You and I stuck it out.
Right.
Right.
You and I spoke about that actually.
Yeah. So we deserve everything we have coming to us.
Right. Right.
How do you start your day?
I wake up. I do not use an alarm clock.
You don't?
I don't. Haven't in years.
Natural.
Natural. I'm usually up between 5 and 5:15 every morning.
Okay, so you go to bed early or no?
No, doesn't matter what time I go to bed. I still wake up about 5:15.
Wow, that's
the same.
impressive.
As you get older, Kelly, you're going to experience that too.
Yeah.
That you're just have this internal clock that wakes you up. I can go to bed at midnight, and I'm like Denny. Around 5 o'clock, I start hearing the birds chirp. And so you are now with eXp Realty, and you had mentioned the other day that if I come across any agents that might be looking to get into the business or make a change, that you'd be interested in talking to them.
Absolutely.
So share with our audience what your dynamic is as a team and where you see your short and medium term growth.
Right. Well, our as a team, we're growing our team itself. So with eXp, I can have an internal team, and then I can just have my global team. So with eXp, we are one brokerage. We're a cloud brokerage worldwide. We're in, I believe we just hit 20 countries. It's either 19 or 20 countries. We're about 70,000 agents currently. We're looking at over the next 5 years to hit 100 countries and to be about 500,000 strong. So 9 to 10 years, we're looking to be 1 million strong. So that would be my global team. Now, my internal team would be the team that I work with directly that are in my internal group working out of our office or working the Valley. So, agents that are interesting, just wanted to know more about what we offer at eXp. I've been in this industry for so long, I've never seen anything like this. If you want more information and you want to sit down and have a cup of coffee, I'll answer all your questions.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that and making yourself available to our audience. Kelly, anything you want to add? Any closing remarks?
One question I did want to ask you is, what is your favorite thing about working with your wife, Trish?
Yeah, I just couldn't imagine life without her. I mean, I say that from the depths of my heart. We're stuck at the hip. I mean, we really are.
Well, you go to work together, you live together, kids together, a lot of times. So I just wanted to hear your thoughts and what you like about it.
You guys are going to make me cry over here. Well, thank you for joining us today. That concludes our show and our segment of The Lowdown. I want to thank you and Trish for participating. You can find Denny and Trish at their website, which will be listed below. Kelly, thank you as always. And you can find us at academymortgagenow.com. We are here for you and your clients. We are grateful, and we wish everybody a very joyous holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do the clap so the audio and the video can line up.